In this video is one of the most powerful manifestation techniques I've ever encountered. I have mentioned it before. It is the paradox and using the power of the paradox. And I know you're going to love it. I've talked about it before, but this is a slightly different version because, as with everything, there are unlimited variations and permutations. And the more times you hear something, the more times you hear different things. At least that's what I've noticed. So, in the meantime, this is another one of those videos for helping us all with a better life. And if you like, take advantage of the 3-day free Manifesting a Partner program that I have. Just click the link below, and also you can subscribe to my daily belief ideas. But I just want to get right into this because it's so strong, and you may have heard it. Now, it's a slight variation on what Neville Goddard teaches, and I've noticed that as I look at all these other teachers, they're really all kind of talking about the same thing, the same alpha, the same beta, the same delta waves for manifestation, and the techniques, but they're all different in the way they're presented because our perceptions of them are different at any given time. So, here's what I want to talk about in relation to the paradox. So, in this particular video, so the paradox, and what I'm talking about is how our brains and our minds function in regard to what we want and what we don't want. Now, it doesn't matter if we're focusing on what we want or if we're focusing on what we don't want. The universe is going to give us more of that. So let's use that. So let's just, if we're going to have some challenges, always trying to think about what it is we want over what we don't want. Okay, how do we use the idea that we can think about what we don't want, because the universe is going to give it to us anyway, right? All right, so, but we got to change it slightly. We got to change what we're doing in terms of what we don't want ever so slightly. So, here is the technique, and then I will give you an example of it, not exactly the same way that I'm talking about it here, because there's two people involved in the example, but it's the same thing, it's the same premise, and it also gives you another idea of how to harness the energy and the power of the universe using two people. That's in the example, so stick around for that. So the first thing you want to do within this particular technique is, before going to sleep in the twilight zone, and I know I've talked about this several times, imagine what it is you do want. Imagine that you want to have a carefree life. You've got all the money in the bank you need. You're not thinking about business or what you have to do. You're not chasing after something that is missing, because I'm pausing here on purpose. Nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. You have everything. You're living in the wish fulfilled. So that is the state you want to jump into in the twilight zone just before falling to sleep at night, before you go to bed. Or, you can do it if you're taking an afternoon nap. Or you can do it if you wake up in the middle of the night and then you're going back to sleep. Hey, take a minute. Use that twilight zone time to visualize the life preferred if you don't already have it. But it seems like we all want something more, no matter what we have. So, okay, that's going to be everybody. So, everybody, jump into that preferred vision. Okay. So, that's done. So, maybe it's you wish for better health, or you wish for more money, or you wish for a better relationship. That's kind of the three categories that we all are shooting for. The more money can extend out to a better career, more fulfillment, more enjoyment, more travel, whatever that is. The same with all the others. All right. So maybe you wish for $100 million, for example. Let's dial it back a little bit. Let's call it $1 million. Okay. So you wish for $1 million, and so you went into Twilight Zone. You went to sleep. You visualized that. Maybe you dreamed about it. Maybe you don't remember. Doesn't matter. The universe is on it. All right. So now during the day, you're up. You're in beta. You're in action mode. You're running around. You're stopping every minute, not every minute, every so often to listen. Listen carefully. Follow your intuition. Look for the hunches of what you should be doing next. Not grinding it out. Grinding it out is working too hard. And it's not harnessing the power that you have available to you. That power is you. It's not out there. It's not over here. It's not somewhere else. It's not somebody else. It is you. So utilize the rest of you and your energy and the power that is creation. Okay? So, and by that, you're just stopping thinking for a bit. You're stopping the motion, the action, and all that. So you can listen. And then you can align this energy with that. All right, let's get in the frame here. This energy with that energy, all right? And when you do that, you line these up. Wham, bam. Your manifestations happen quickly. And that's what this is all about. This paradox that I'm talking about is lining that up. So you lined it up when you were in alpha mode, just in Twilight Zone. Now you're in beta. What are you going to do here? All right, so you're probably noticing that you don't have what you asked for. Now, here is the paradox. So down in the alpha mode when we were visualizing just before going to sleep, that is looking at it from the positive aspect. Now we're in beta and we're noticing we don't have it. Now, the thing to do is to notice that you don't have $1 million. But guess what? You're focused on the $1 million. You're not focused on the zero in your bank account or the $3.27 that you have in your checking. You're not looking at that. You're saying, "Oh, I don't have $1 million." Do you see the distinction there? And it's critical. It's quite critical to do that, because now you're focused on $1 million, whether it's the no or the negative or the positive and the yes. Guess what? The universe is going to give you whatever you focus your attention on. So this is the paradox of the no. Now, Neville Goddard talks about this. He says his thing is don't climb a ladder. You climb a ladder at night just before Twilight Zone, and then and I'm using that Twilight Zone, the TV series, of course. And during the day, you're in beta, so you're saying, I'm not going to climb a ladder. I'm not going to climb a ladder. But you're still focusing on what you don't want in that case, but it is what you want because you went into your twilight zone to create that. And then pretty soon you're climbing the ladder. The same thing will happen with your $1,000,000. So now I'm going to suggest, if you like that idea, try it, try it out. Well, don't just hear it and listen to it and say, wow, that's pretty interesting, and go about your day. That's great. You can do that. It's up to you. But you might want to try it and see how it works. And if you would, give me a comment, report back, click on the comments below. And while you're there, you might as well subscribe and hit the bell button. And then click the link to get into the belief ideas which come out every day. And I try to keep those fairly short, especially lately. I'm really keeping them short, almost Twitter short. So you can just jump in and get the idea really quick. And so again, I appreciate you listening and watching. It's about belief.